Hi everybody, and welcome to our second workshop in the Sloan C Blended Learning Series. My name is Matthew Russell, and I have the pleasure to act as your main facilitator for the workshops in the Blended series. These workshops are all offered by members of the Learning Technology Center and the University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee, where I am an instructional designer and lecturer. We've all produced a great number of resources and workshops on blended and online education in the LTC, and use these tools to develop blended and online departments and programs at UWM and beyond. Indeed, the team in the LTC has given workshops on blended and online education around the U.S. and internationally many times over the years. In addition, we are always looking towards new and emerging technologies that can be incorporated into educational contexts, and have been awarded grants that help us to do just that. To that end, we are looking forward to sharing our knowledge and experiences with you, learning and growing with you as you begin your journey towards redesigning your own courses for blended delivery. As you can see, there are a few ways to get in touch with us during the workshop. Please feel free to ask us any questions related to the topics at hand, or even related to technology and education in general, and we'll be happy to discuss them with you. Just like you, we are all educators and passionate about the possibilities of using technology for teaching and learning. In our Sloan C series of workshops, we strive to be as comprehensive as possible in thinking through all the concepts related to a successful redesign of courses. In this diagram, you can see all the topics and concepts that we'll talk about in our series. In our first workshop, we discussed some of the broad questions related to course redesign and the basics of designing a learning module for your course. In this workshop, we'll talk about using rich and multimedia in your courses, the possibilities inherent in using small group exercises in the blended environment, and how to reconsider grading strategies or assessment in blended. In our final workshop, we'll talk about the best ways to evaluate your course design as you've created it, how to help your students succeed, overcome challenges and manage expectations, and bring everything together to draft a syllabus for your blended class. What we find rewarding about this series is that it gives you the chance to think through all the details of course design and create a course that meets your needs. We are all excited about the courses we teach and have invested energy and passion into their design. In taking the time here to redesign a course for a new environment, we hope to show you that this new environment can be just as rewarding and fulfilling for both you and your students. The second workshop is entitled Delivering Content, Fostering Student Interactivity, and Assessing Learning. Let's take a few minutes to outline the contents of this workshop and its assignments. Our first module in the workshop covers one of the most essential elements of a successful blended course. When we think about a traditional face-to-face course, what do we normally think of as the content of that course? In most cases, it will be a textbook or books assigned by the instructor, perhaps a course reader, and the lectures that you deliver to your students during class time. In redesigning for blended courses, there are a number of different ways to now deliver this content to your students and really take advantage of the online portion of the course. You can place lectures and readings online, allowing students to interact with content before completing assignments or coming to class. We'll talk about a number of examples in the workshop and walk through the possibilities for you in our discussion forum assignment. One thing to bear in mind as you consider rich or multimedia content. While full motion video and audio can be rich and rewarding experiences for your students, it is wise to take into account the kinds of resources you will be prepared to support in case things go wrong as you get started with a redesign. To that end, we'll discuss our rich media decision rubric so that you can find out what the best kinds of digital content will be for you now as you put a course together. Our second module covers the reasons for using small group work in blended courses. While there are certainly challenges to employing group work in traditional courses, utilizing the blended environment to its fullest can allow you to implement group work in a number of ways. Students can determine the content of their projects, working and learning together outside the face-to-face sessions of your course, and documenting their progress in the online environment. We'll also talk about how to utilize group activities in both small and large lecture courses. Finally, in our third module, we'll work to develop a basic assessment plan for your blended course. By taking advantage of the capabilities of a blended format, you can implement what is typically discussed as a low-stakes, frequent assessment model, one that takes advantage of the grading features of your online course environment. Now that you know some of the key features of this workshop, Let's talk a bit about the workshop structure, requirements, grading, and so forth. The learning objectives for our second workshop are as follows. Use a design protocol to choose appropriate types of content delivery. Review alternative models of blended course redesign with special reference to large enrollment courses. Advance student interactivity by organizing a small group assignment which integrates face-to-face and online learning. And be introduced to methods of assessment consistent with special features of blended learning, and develop a course assessment plan. We'll accomplish this through a series of activities that, when complete, will provide you with the knowledge and skills to begin to determine how to use rich media, small group activities, and basic assessment in your blended courses. Along with a few readings in our workshop, there will be presentations on all of the subjects for you to watch. These presentations are structured to give you a good overview of the concepts related to each module and provide examples for how they have been used in a variety of situations. These presentations are all available as links within the workshop and under the appropriate modules. In order to successfully complete this workshop, you will need to do 3 separate activities. You will need to post 2 discussion forums, both of which correspond to the first 2 modules of this workshop. In those forums, you will be asked to post a response to the prompts we've given you on the topic and based on the presentations linked there. You will also be asked to reply to at least one other participant in each forum. Of course, we are hoping to facilitate a discussion in both modules, so please feel free to read and respond to as many posts as you like in order to glean the knowledge and experience of your peers in the workshop. As facilitators, we will be in the discussion forums and respond to posting ourselves to keep conversations going and give you feedback on all of your postings and questions. Finally, we'll ask you to submit a basic assessment plan for your proposed blended course. Before moving on to the next workshop in our series, we'll ask you to complete all these items. As you go through the workshop, please do let us know if difficulties arise, and we'll do our best to help you finish these assignments. What would be the best way to approach this workshop and organize your own time? As you'll note, each module of the workshop lists the required dates for posting and replying in the discussion forum, as well as for the final assignment. For all of the modules, we suggest reading and considering the presentations, prompts, assignments, and other materials during the first half of the week, roughly Monday through Thursday. Then, from Thursday to Sunday, we'll ask you to post and reply in discussion forum areas or post a final assignment. During the first 2 modules, there can be many postings in the forum, and that's a good thing. You can read what your peers are writing when you have the time to do so, and post during the weekend. Thank you for your time and attention while watching this presentation. We look forward to seeing you in the workshop and discuss the many possibilities that blended course design offers you for teaching and learning.